right, guys. I don't think we have too many folks online right now. Yeah, it's zero. So we'll just wait for people to trickle in. And I think the best thing would obviously be for me to spread the word. God damn it. Check, check. Hello, buddy. Am I audible to you? And on your screen, you don't by any chance see uh, mid 20s Garhwali man who may have not slept for a couple of nights. You don't see that, right? Great. Thank you, God. Okay, bud. So I'm going to share the link in a couple of other places. So you'll have to give me 2 minutes for that. Thank you for being the first person to come in. As I said previously, I'm kind of reorienting a lot of stuff to, you know, things which can actually help people in their lives, you know, and sort of cut down on like a lot of the repetitive political angsty stuff. So yeah, I'll just go around, share the links, and yeah, mate. If you feel free to ask some questions till then, if you want. Shaloma. Oh, hey, man. Are you talking about like the app development thing? Like basically the ideas we were doing to and fro about. See, the thing is that it'll take me some time to even get the basics of either like coding or no code uh, tools, right? So that'll take some time. But the good part is that I'm getting like a lot more ideas, and yeah, there's a lot of room for exploiting gaps in the market. That's what I'd say. I'll just be back in a minute, man. God damn it. Where did the flippin' hell? These Korean companies aren't really impressing anyone. Ah, screw it. I'll manage without the goddamn pen. Shut the hell up, Google. Damn it. Yeah, Google Assistant never opens when you need it, but out of the blue, always fucking ready. Heck. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, this is the one. Nice. Now I can put this on. Wait, where the fuck is Telegram? Sorry for the language, guys. Wow, the one useful app. Seriously, Telegram is being a lifesaver. What? Damn it. The live stream is on, guys, on YouTube, so feel free. Oh god. Yeah, no, this has to go. The live stream is on, guys, on YouTube, so feel free. Autistic as fuck. Delete all. Yeah, this is what you need to plan. But anyways, one is done, and now I just need to post it on Twitter, and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay? Okay, bro. I'll yeah, oh, sure, dude. I'll pin the link. So today is gonna be a pretty interesting episode, guys, because I'm the sort of person who likes to kind of dabble in like a really like a lot of random stuff. So even though like a good number of times those things turn out to be dead ends, once in a while you do strike gold. So I want to share my experiences with you, and hopefully that helps someone, and maybe someone here might have some tips for me and for others. So yeah, just give me one more minute, guys. Just these Twitter guys also need to be woken up. And what's the point of a tablet? Seriously, unless you're trying to draw. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Go, 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 go. Don't even have the Twitter app installed. Okay, guys, while I'm waiting for the app to get installed, so I'll just kind of maybe give few lines on crypto is just another way for gay to use people's head. Blah, 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 blah. Will not elaborate. Why would they need crypto for that? Like, they already know everything. Like, yeah, so doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you're talking about cash being completely replaced. I swear, Dhandho has a much, much, much happier life than mine. God knows. It's actually incredible. Till then, if any one of you guys can also share the link on Twitter, while my Twitter is like uh, kind of slowly moving on, that would help a lot. Maybe I can just retweet that and then maybe do a fresh tweet. Oh man. Sorry guys, I know I sound a little weaker than usual, but sleep deprivation and plus I don't know, maybe I got Corona Chan for a bit, maybe I didn't. But yeah, it was something. Still recovering. So not in the best state of health, but I can still talk. Was anyone able to post on Twitter? I think my Twitter is on now. I can post. So no worries, guys. God eventually delivers to those who believe. Okay. What the heck? Okay, guys, the link is also been posted on Twitter. I'll just pin that, and of course, yeah, pin the Telegram one as well. And you guys might want to. This might be a little long, so you might want to get your, I don't know, snacks or coffee or your poha or whatever rocks your boat. A great man once said that poha is a crime against God. Okay, I think that man had a point. Okay, by hook or crook, that nasty little goddamn pen is going to come back to me. Oh yeah, I found it. Yeah, got it. No problemo, guys. It's all cool now. So is everyone ready for story time? Because I'm kind of jacked. Okay. So I'll begin, guys. So the thing is, I think over since the time I was like around since the time I got an internet connection, I was kind of really intrigued by the idea that you could actually make money without really going to an office, without actually physically sitting in a cubicle and stuff like that, right? It's a pretty interesting idea, and like it's a fantasy for a lot of people, and it has become reality for a lot of people, especially at least for some time during the Corona Chan thing. But even that's not exactly full freedom, and a lot of those people are now being called back to office, and those kind of jobs again, very mundane, very hierarchical, very robotic. I won't get into all of that. So I'll tell you where my journey started first. So obviously, when you go to the internet, the most common thing which people generally try to do online, especially like if you're middle class, like teenager or someone in their 20s, from India, what you'll try and do is that you'll most likely try and write either short articles or reviews or some kind of content in English, right? And there was a period of time when the amount the price difference for such labor between, let's say, people willing to write in Anglo countries and guys here was so high that it was not actually very difficult to get gigs like that, right? So even as a kid, though, even though I was like fooling around a lot and like not taking it very seriously, I do remember like over a couple of months, slowly but steadily, I think I managed to make 2,800 or 3,000 rupees or something. This was back in, I think, 2009, 10, maybe 10, I guess. But then the issue is that after that, a lot more people started coming onto the internet, right? So we were kind of lucky that compared to like 90-95% of the Indian population and people in, let's say, sort of English speaking or semi English speaking third world countries, had kind of had somewhat decentish internet access before them, right? But once these hordes came in, right, then the market values just crashed, right? And the quality also crashed. And then basically what started to happen was that a lot of racial kind of stereotypes also developed, especially with regard to freelance work. Not just content, but other things, video editing, uh, freelance, WordPress development, stuff like that. And you notice that, people would immediately reject you if you had like an Indian profile picture and an Indian name on a freelance website. Meanwhile, someone who might be less qualified than you, but whose name is, let's say, Richard, who lives in Scotland, he'd get like 5 offers during the time you were rejected from like 10 different places, right? Because just by virtue of having a white face and a proper Anglo background, that person would naturally be able to create more trust in the eyes of people giving out that gig work. So that was that. So I didn't really I kind of stopped for a bit. Then I went to law school, and then law school again. You're doing all sorts of shenanigans. So the freelance stuff that I ended up trying once or twice in I think middle of law school was basically there, there, there is, you guys know what transcription is, right? Right? If you have a good typing speed, if you can touch type is basically what professional typists use, so they can easily type like 70, 80, 90 words per minute, right? And if you have that, and you have some amount of expertise in a domain, so you could say that I am qualified for, say for example, legal transcription work, or medical, or let's say you're a medical student and you have a good typing speed, so you could say that I'm qualified enough for medical transcription work, right? And so on and so forth. So I did a couple of gigs like that, and those were pretty well paying transcription work. I mean, it was very monotonous, but it was slightly niche. And literally, I think for like 8 or 9 hours of work, you could end up making like 2.5, 3,000 bucks. So that was one thing. And by this time, I'd also started getting into stocks and crypto and stuff. And mind you, like, I want to be like very clear, guys, I have never made any serious amount of money in any stock investment or trading or anything like that, long term or short term. I think long term of probably barely hit the market average, probably not even that, right? Over the last, I guess, what, 7 8 years, 6 7 years that I've been investing. And I don't know, there might be a lot of reasons for that, because I never really took it very seriously. And plus, these uh, big funds, they have a lot of resources which you can't really compete with. You don't really have an edge. But there are ways around that, of course. I'm not the person who's qualified to really talk about that. But fast forward s- some more time. uh, I really hope you guys can hear me still. Just a second, guys. Guys, you guys still there, right? I hope I'm not speaking to myself. Hello. Aloha. Okay. Oh yeah, guys are here. So the first time that I ended up making big bank on some investment was actually a stroke of luck. Basically, I had invested in three different cryptos, small sums of money, 20,000 in one, 10,000 in one, 15,000 in one. This was like fourth, fifth year, right? This was basically almost all the money I had, right? And somehow, basically, two of them completely collapsed, almost completely collapsed, but one of them rose like 60 times, right? So the one which rose 60 times was the one I think I'd put in around 10 or 12,000. So that's 10 grand to 6 lakhs. And even if you like, take a loss of, let's say 40 grand on the others, you're still like up by five and a half, right? So, but that was a complete fluke. I didn't know how that really happened, except for like, I was just trying to diversify and just trying to read a lot of different opinions from people. So this was the first time, like, kind of struck cold, doing some shenanigans like this. Then there was a period of time, uh, where I think this was my second job which I'd left, and I suddenly noticed that the crypto market was again, booming, right? And I was like really shit scared because I didn't know what to do, like whether I should just withdraw something, should I be scared of like how much taxes I owe, or I didn't really know what to do, right, in that sort of volatile situation. Somehow I randomly came across, uh, people who were talking about, so this thing, these really small micro caps, shit coins basically, right? Which is almost as good as like not even Russian roulette. It's like that. It's actually like a roulette table, like your not even a roulette table. What's the game in which your odds of winning are like really really abysmal? It's something like that. So I decided to give that a shot, and most of those projects were getting launched on Telegram. So it's these shit coins so the term shitcoin here includes meme coins, it includes celebrity coins, it includes, y- you know random charity coins, most of which are all kind of scammy and very shady, by the way. So what happened was that I only put in a little bit of money in the first two, three projects, and obviously I lost the money. I didn't really know what I was doing, but slowly I kind of figured out that there was, kind of like a way to develop an edge in these little Telegram groups, because you were operating in spaces where the average Joe wasn't very smart, first of all, and secondly, there was a lot of disinformation, and information was kept under control by very very few individuals, right? So most people didn't really have a clue what was going on. So if you could make sure that you could get in early, you could somehow get access to, you could become privy to information which was not released to the public yet. See, I know this sounds like insider trading, but this is not insider trading, because this is essentially, so the kind of information which I'm talking about is, tokenomics, right? How many tokens there would be. stuff like that, right? And there's no real regulatory framework, and there are a lot of other interesting concepts also at play. So for example, if you could, let's say you had a good Reddit account, right? And you talk to one of the developers, and you got along well with that developer, and told him, okay, look, I'll actually help you out a little bit with a write up for your marketing, because your project seems interesting, but I want something in return, right? So he says, okay, what do you want? So you can actually ask these people to whitelist you. So this is how it used to work. So whitelisting basically means that the whitelisted accounts, which are a very small minority of the eventual number of total investors who will be piling in, the whitelisters actually have first go at buying as soon as the tokens are released, right? And you can obviously understand what a huge advantage that is. 99% of the time, the best strategy, if you're whitelisted, is, you know start dumping in batches as soon as you've acquired a good set of uh, coins, as per your whitelist allocation, right? Because generally whitelisters have a because other whitelisters are also thinking the same thing, so you're also looking at how human psychology plays into all of this, right? So during this period, this was the period when I made, I guess, the most amount of money in, like, I guess, anything which I've done either on the internet or IRL. This was over a period of, like, I think 4 to 6 months. So I think max to max in a month I must have made, I guess, maybe 3 lakhs. The minimum would have been 40, 50. So on average you can take maybe 1.5, 1.6. But keep in mind that this was a very short period of time, right? This was not sustainable, because obviously the big boys kind of figured out that they smelled blood in these areas, that there's a lot of money to be extracted here as well. And when those people come in with the big guns, you kind of need to know when to call it quits, and pack your stuff. So this was, like, I guess, the apex of my journey in trying to make money in these unusual sort of ways. Otherwise, I've not uh, really tried to physically sell anything or any kind of e-commerce and all. Although I have read a little bit about affiliate marketing and stuff like that, but I kind of feel that those fields are really, really, really overcrowded, and most of the time it's just some guy trying to sell you his book. So yeah, guys, I don't really think I have anything more to share right now, but I'll keep making sure that I share tidbits like this with all of you in the future as well. And yeah, and one last thing. So so there are also there's also this recent trend of micro tasking websites, which ask you to do some very basic, very simple, small tasks and pay you in, like, literal cents. But the thing is that, like, in 1 hour, if you can do, like, let's say 20 tasks which pay 5 cents each, that's $1. No, wait, let's say you can do 20 tasks which pay 15 cents each, let's say, right? That's $3 in an hour, which is not exactly terrible for an Indian average wage, I guess, right? But even this ecosystem, what I've realized, is not exactly very stable. So if you want to read more about this aspect of things, you can go to that website called Digital Bazari, On Reddit there's a subreddit called Beer Money India. There's the global one is called our beer money. But guys, like, just be careful about all of this stuff. Don't rely too heavily on these things, because from what I've noticed, almost none of them provide a regular, reliable, business, and many of them seem quite shady, to be honest. So yeah, guys, until next time, do contact me on Twitter, Telegram, on my email. Maybe just comment on YouTube if you have any questions or suggestions. See you around. Good night. Sayonara. And yeah, I forgot the rest of the words. Bye bye, guys.